Hi y'all, Kraken Latte here. It's that time again where I bring you my tips, facts, or experience that you may or may not find helpful. Happy Hallows End! The Warcraft version of Halloween is in full swing, and with it comes all kinds of goodies. From collecting toys to doing weird achievements and even trying to get that sweet horseman mount. In addition to that, you can get a bit of an easy XP boost on low-level characters, so let's look at how you do that. To get started, there's a bonus experience buff that you'll want to pick up. To get this, you'll want to go to the front gates of Stormwind and use the bonfire in front of the Wickerman there as Alliance, or go to Undercity and click on the ash piles in front of the Wickerman as Horde. This buff gives a 10% XP increase for 2 hours, and actually affects Rep 2, so that's cool. Now, if you're going to do this alone and don't have friends, I recommend doing this on at least level 30 so you can fly. Why? Well, because we're going trick-or-treating! All of those little candy buckets strewn wildly across many of the zones in WoW, you're going to be collecting almost every one of those. And the best part is you can use that candy as currency to buy the things that you may not have, much like the Hallows and Hearthstone, or the horsebutt toy. I've found one of the best ways to track where all these candy buckets are, because trust me, there's a lot, is by grabbing the Handy Notes add-on and the Handy Notes Hallows End edition. This will mark where all of them are across all of the zones in the game that have them. Additionally, I recommend picking up the add-on New Openables Continued if you don't already have it. This will pop up a customizable button on screen to interact with the openable items in your bag. In this case, it makes opening the treat bag from the candy buckets fast, and will help remind you to do it before you reach the next bucket since you can't loot it until you do. Handy! What's more is this year we have the new Turbulent Timeways event with back-to-back time walking overlapping with Hallows End. This is significant because if you do 4 time walking dungeons on your character, you'll get a 30% experience buff that will last for 3 hours and can be simply refreshed by doing just another time walking dungeon before it expires. So if you wanted to ramp up your XP gains here, you could add that in too. As usual, there's also the ever-present War Mode experience buff that will give at least 10% if you have it on. So that'll give us a nice extra stack too. And since we're on the XP stacking topic, you can also buy the Draught or Draft of 10 lands from Battle for Azeroth 7th Legion or Honor-bound vendors. These cost a currency that can be a pain to farm, however, and can only be used on characters level 49 or lower. But in case you had some currency or 10 land spots laying around, I thought I'd bring these up for yet another stack of XP buffs. All of that will bring us to a sweet 50 to 60% XP buff for whatever you want to use it for. In this case, we can combine it all with Candy Bucket Gathering for some real easy XP. With that in mind, here's my results from this year's Candy Bucket Gathering. Collecting all of them, including the boatload of new buckets from the Dragon Isles, I went from level 61 to level 64.8, and level 51 to level 61 on a different alt. It took about 3 hours to get them all, and I received about 400 candies per character. Importantly, the only buff I used here was War Mode. These results did not use the 30% from Time Walking, the 10% from Hallows End, or the 10% from the 10 Lands Potion. That means you can get even more levels than I did. And just in case it wasn't obvious, this is by no means a fast way to level. But it is easy and is also a great way to get a ton of candy currency for buying new things, especially if you want to buy heirloom upgrades with these. As a quick reminder, these vendors do have heirloom upgrades that go all the way up to current, so it's a good way to avoid spending gold. Did you know I stream on Twitch now? I do everything from transmog to leveling to gold making, and I'm live 5 days a week to chat with, so come hang out! And there we have it. If you think I've missed information or you want to request I do a specific guide, let me know in the comments below. Even if I don't answer you, I just might add your idea to my list. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's never too latte.